Hello, this is Tom from Textops here, and today I'm doing an unboxing of the Tamron 17 to 50 mm f2.8 constant aperture lens. This lens is for the Canon mount and it's the DI version 2. So quite a compact box, quite a sleek, nice looking box, blue and white there, not much advertising or anything on it, just gives you the quick statistics. One thing to note, this particular lens won the EISA Best Product Award for a consumer lens in the 2006-2007 awards. EISA is the European a European panel or board which has the awards every year, so it's quite a prestigious award to win. So if we get into the unboxing, let's flick this tab open. What we see here is got the instructions, pretty straightforward, goes through all the different parameters of the lens, and we've got the warranty cards there. Just put that aside, and then it goes straight into the lens. So the lens is in this plastic wrapper. Here, that aside, and that's the lens there. So just put this box aside there. So first thing to note is the lens hood is actually attached to the lens in the standard method when you're actually storing the lens. So back to front there, just pop that one off and put that on shortly. And the first thing you notice is this lens has quite a bit of weight to it. So it's definitely the next step up from just the kit lens which comes with a lot of the Canon DSLR lens bodies, and it's the competitor to the Canon 17 to 55 f2.8 lens. The Canon lens, however, does have IS, which or image stabilization, which means it's a little bit bigger. But this lens is it's quite a good weight. It is predominantly made out of plastic, but it seems like quite tough plastic there. It has a bit of weight to it. There's a lot of glass in this lens because of the f2.8 aperture. And if the first thing you notice is it is quite rugged and feels quite solid to hold, which is great. So if we just run through this lens, you've just got the information and the name of the lens through here. You've got the two rings. This is the zoom ring and this is the autofocus ring. These rings are actually made out of rubber. So if you autofocus there, the actual lens extracts and detracts back into the lens. This is quite common for a lot of lenses of this nature, including Canon lenses and Canon L lenses. Because this lens isn't too big, it actually isn't too much of a problem. You know, you're not going to hit the subject with the lens extracting there, and then the autofocus. Another thing I notice is that the ring is actually quite solid. So it feels quite solid to turn, not too hard. Sometimes some autofocus and zoom rings are quite sticky. This isn't the case. It's quite solid and feels quite nice. You've got the autofocus and manual switches here, and then you've got this lock mechanism. So when you've got the lock mechanism down, you can't actually zoom the lens, which means it won't extract. So that's a good feature when you've got the lens stored away in your bag, and one that a lot of Canon lenses actually don't have. I find that quite useful. If we put the lens hood on, you can see the size of the lens, extract it out. One thing to note that when you do zoom out and the lens hood is on, it actually does become quite a big lens, but it's a nice way. It's quite manageable. Another thing to notice is the lens cap of the Tamron lenses, or this one in particular, has a dual clasp mechanism. So you've got the clasp on the outside, but you've also got the clasps in the middle. Now, what is good about that, and a lot of Canon lenses, or no Canon lenses actually have that, and a lot of Canon users complain, is when the lens hood is on, you can actually open take the cap off by using the center clasp there. So it's much more useful, much more user friendly. So it's quite a good feature. Just take this off and take the caps off. And the next thing you notice is this is a 67mm filter, and the glass actually extends almost all the way to the edge of the filter. A lot of Canon lenses actually have a 77 or 72mm filter, which is important to note, making it much more expensive for the filter itself, but also the glass on the Canon lenses doesn't often extend all the way out. So on this one, quite a good feature. Solid glass in there and extends almost all the way out to the 67mm range. If we flip it over to the back, again, this is the Canon mount, all metal mount, making it quite solid. And this particular lens is for the APS-C or APS-C sensors, which is the crop sensors for the Canon bodies, which means that you can't actually use it for the full frame sensors, which is the 5D series and the 1D series. So this lens really is a prosumer, amateur to sort of prosumer range. It's not a professional lens. It doesn't have the weather sealing. If you want the professional lens, you really go for the L series Canon lenses. And also interesting to note is the 17 to 55mm Canon isn't an L lens, so it's very much a competitor to this lens. This lens is quite a bit cheaper. It's made in Japan. It's got excellent build quality. It's got good optics, and it just feels nice and rugged, and it really is a beautiful lens. I'll be testing this lens in the next week or so, the autofocus and the zoom and the like, making sure it's quite sharp, and I'll be posting a review up following this posting with a more comprehensive review of the actual lens. But that's the unboxing of the Tamron 17 to 50 f2.8 DI version 2 lens. Until next time, this is Tom from TechStops here. We'll see you soon.